I'm going to now tell you about the greatness of the Indian classical music. You know what? Indian classical music is actually, it has got two important systems. It is as old as the Vedas, dating back to about the BCs. You can say it's one of the oldest surviving traditions. Now, Indian classical music has got two systems. The South Indian classical system, which is the Carnatic music, and the North Indian classical music, which is the Hindustani music. Now, the Carnatic music has got three main parts. One of them is the melody, and then rhythm, and then the prosody or the sahitya. In fact, you must have heard many elders say, Shruti Mata Layam Pita. In the sense, Shruti is as important as the mother, and the layam or the talam, the rhythm, is as important as the father. So these two are like the eyes of a person, very important. Now the melody part of our system of music has, we learn about the notes, the swarams, then how the ragas are formed, the different types of ragas, how they are classified, how do you go about singing them, the characteristic features, so and so about the ragas. Then the rhythm, which is very important, that in that we learn about the different talams. Layam is the rhythm, talam is a manifestation of the rhythm. See, everything has rhythm in it. When you walk, there is a rhythm. So even the ticking of a clock is very rhythmic. So everything there is a rhythm. But how do you manifest in music? You do it using talas. So there are number of talas because the numbers are countless, and so having different numbers, you have different units, and so different talas, each having special characteristic features. So this is what comes under the rhythm. Then you have something that is very unique to Carnatic music, which is a sahityam, the prosody. We have so many composers who have composed in different languages. The main languages being Sanskritam, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and Malayalam also. These are the main languages that are used. And the composers, they have contributed enormously to this. And so the singing of the compositions, different musical forms like Geetams, Varnams, Kritis, Padams, Javalis, Kirtanes, and so on, we have so many. So these form the third important part. Now you may ask me, who is the architect? How do you know about this? Who are the important people who have actually brought this to us? It is a great people like Purandaradasa, the earliest, with Annamacharya, Kshetraya, and then when we come to 17th century, the main architects, the Trinity, Tyagaraja, Muthuswami Dikshitar and Shyama Shastri, and a host of other composers and great musicians. These people are musicians also, not just composers who just wrote a few pieces here and there. And when they knew music so well, they knew the science of music. So they have been able to convey all this very beautifully. How? In those days, they never had tape recorders. They never had video or audio recordings to do. So how did they manage? It was through oral tradition. Just like you people are now sitting and listening to me. In those days, they were taught by their gurus, and purely by listening, by concentrating what they were taught, they were able to retain, learn, assimilate, and pass on to the later generations.